Hey people, I was finishing up this movie and I went back to watch it, and I noticed there's something that I didn't say that I usually say all the time. But I've been studying this language for a good while, and I've learned some things. I was self-taught, so I wasn't brainwashed by anybody. But I've learned a couple things that they're not going to tell you if you try to learn the Jewish language. It's because they don't know either. And we'll see the proofs in many words, but this is one here. When you see this tack after this word, it means to read the next word backwards first. So it's now Mhlem. Read it backwards and forwards. And this is the proof right here. The bread is not the lem, but it's the meal bind him. Mhle, meal bind him, is his bread. And when you see a word starts with A, it reads backwards. You don't read words that start with A, and that's why you'll see me read this AT is to, and then when it's and to, it's WAT, what. And I also wanted to add this little apology in for smacking. I was chewing gum when I was doing this, trying to keep from smoking cigars and hacking and having to edit all the hacks out. But I couldn't edit the gum chewing smacks out, so I'll try not to do that again. Hey people, I'm going to start this movie here, and I may or may not have added something to begin it here because I didn't know where I was going. I found a bunch of information, and I'm backtracking. I'm going to forward back through it before I lose it. But I got to thinking, the Bible, Bible. I got to thinking that it's one of the words that could be read both ways, and with only one B, just an IBL or YBL. So I searched for it, and I found it several places. But if it was just the IBL and there was a tack in front of this word, this is the Torah that my friend from the library had sent me years ago that I started, and it was easiest to learn to read. But I was missing some punctuation in there, and so you really can't get it all. But I like it because it's easy to search. But if this was just this IBL, and there was a tack in front of it here, this would be read to bind, B-I-B-L. It would be read backwards and forwards, to bind the Bible. And so I found it prior to this, but this is where it says in the Jubilee, in B-I-B-L, in Jubilee is what they call this. But you see where this is missing some punctuation. This is which is in to, and there's most likely a hyphen right here that tells me read this backwards and forwards. We'll have to look in online to see, but this would say which is in to in, I-N-S-N-I, to ensign from maker to, we consume the job to, and this is in Leviticus 25. But the first time I seen this come up was here in Genesis 4. And when I saw this, I know that there's usually a tack that comes after this AT or to, the O, to bind Bible. And so I looked this up, and we'll work off this internet page. But it was this is in Genesis 4. So you could get to this page by going to Bible Hub and Genesis 4, and go up here to the language and go to the interlinear chapters, and it'll give you the whole chapter in interlinear. So this story of Cain and Abel, it really doesn't say Cain killed Abel. It actually says Abel killed Cain. But this QIN, the center in or chin. If you buy something from China and you look at your delivery and you put it in Hebrew, this is exactly what it's going to say. China, the chin. It's an ancient word meaning China, and it's still used today. And so the hand see chin to access to water, and told to give when Hanukkah wage bean. And so this bean is in seed life, and that's a baby, a bean. The wage bean to see make first, the or. To make fair, same hour, to give same in new Hanukkah. To make weld. You see this this is a little different between begat. It's yield here. The yield is what you get from your crops. But this is to make weld, to make wild, or to wield what's in your hand that you're swinging. You're wielding a sword. To make wield, to bind Hanukkah, to dry, arid word. Yield to lay, which from how y'all and from high y'all. Yield to last, what from to sell. So the salesman is good with the from how y'all and from high y'all. The last what to sell, and from to sale yield to camel make, to give from bind make. And so the make is from fold. From the fold is 2 plus 2, the fold is 4. To bind from make, to combine make. Wife will to bind make stay nice from, same the octode use from this night to cross bind life. The octode is the 8 of creation in the Greek mythology and in the Egyptian mythology. The same, the octode used from this night to cross bind life. So to the hand see chin, to what's a stew water. And so the hand to see chin, that's the thinker. That's that ancient art of the thinker with his chin in his hand. The hand to see chin, what's a stew? What's moving around the water? And told to, or what led to give when divide the new fold. That's Enoch, to give when divide new fold. The wage being to see make first. To make fair the same whore. The kiss from being, the kiss from been to divide new fold. To make wield, to bind, divide new fold, to the dry, arid, to see make first through. The word make led to lay, which from how y'all and from high y'all. And so 6,000 years ago, these are the words that hookers was using to get laid from, to lay which from, lay which from. And so if you see my earlier movies, the which means to connect the divided. It means when you're picking through a group of which from. To lay which from how y'all and from how y'all make lead to lassie. The lassie was the woman. The lass what from to sell. What the woman's trying to sell. And from to sell yield, and she made her sale, and it yield to combined make. The wife, to make center divide, and this is the act of wifing. This is to make fuck. QH. The Q is PH and the H is CH. To make fuck, will to bind, make, stay nice from. The same the octode, used from this night to cross bind life. And so this is all alchemy, and it's talking about the cross bind life, trying to mix it up. So and told, ode, and so it's the octode here, but the same as the way it teases the word light in the first day. It's now and told ode. Ode is to see through life, and these are your nursery rhymes. It's the songs and the rhymes you learn when you're a baby, and you see them through life. You remember them all through life. You never forget them. And when you figure out what they mean, then you can decode them, you remember them. And told ode to bind the Bible. Bind, B-I-B-L. To bind by B-L is war, ball. The love, bind in, L-B, is usually given the meaning heart, but it means the bind in, or the love make war. The love make ball. Ball is the ancient word for war. Love make ball. Who they life job is in the lay and from fiend. And from half to half and from fiend. So here in Leviticus 1 it starts with the wicker. La, this mesh to make dibber you will from al mode command, from a la mode, from the ice cream on top, from a la mode, from on top command, to make fair learn this mesh to the hand bear, or the dibber. The dibber is numbers, and to the hand bear is the secret number codes of the hands. You will from on top command. And then here again, Leviticus 22 is to make dibber, or the hand bear. You learn this from she command. The command is to bind power from the first, the command. And so you learn this from she, or the shamesh would be the sun command, or this from she, S-H, shin, S-H-E. And you'll see for the word sheep, sometime this is given just the shin, the S-H-E here, she. And then down here in 22, where we see it come up again with the tack, it starts with overt of sober. And so they trying to say overt is blind, like overt operations, but overt means to avoid, not necessarily blind. And like the overt talks, overt strike talks, to try to avoid a strike, to avoid. Overt of sober. This is sober as in not drunk. as in consume in where. That's when you're there. You're consuming where. You're not totally lost out of it. To avert of sober, to avoid being sober, of church rush. So to avert being sober of the church rush. This is X-U-R-H, the church. The all through the Latin, they don't use the X, they use CH, the church. C-H-U-R-C-H, the church rush. And this rush means rush, like the first to cross. You know, I'll be the first to cross, you're going to rush. To rush of the tail Bible mark. To tell the Bible mark of grin, G-R-B, the grin, G-R-N, of grin of ill put. So the church is hasn't always been what it is today, you know, to avert of sober of the church rush. And I don't remember what movie it was, but I found some old writings, and I think it was in the 1300s that it was talking about where they divided the nave and turned the church into a preaching box. But before that, it's where the monks were brewing. It was the bar room, and it was the hospital, and you could see old Saint Nick here with the hand of the water and the hand of the dibber, and he was a patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, repentant thieves, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, you know, the kind of people that you would see in a bar today. So to put all this together, to avert of sober, of the church rush, of the tell by ballet, or the tell by ballot of grin, of ill put law by rough take rib to, Allah live, was the law went to continue from them, all hubs from them Zaba live. The you see this from them. Once in a while they get it right. But this is M, from them. All hubs HBZ from them Zaba. The Zaba is to sacrifice. The hubs, the center from them sacrifice life. So when I see something shocking like that, I go back up to the top and read. And so what it says is begins to make dibber, or to the hand bear. You learn this mesh command. The dibber, the language of numbers, learn near the run wall. When bing to, when time to winds rue, when the winds awaken. And so, you know, all the artwork, this was all on the walls at one time. It was all painted on the walls. The dibber learn near the run wall. When bing to, when time to, or when in new, the winds rue, the winds awaken. From codes make bing, the mark of time, the law raise his rule. We'll make hell to, we'll make hell, we'll make hail to mesh from. The codes make raise them from the codes formally. The codes make from, or work from, or form. The codes formally empower you. Rama from Allah. the leader tie come, the literate come, to call, the classy is, and then the wall, to see like, make it, read, bind from Allah Ramah, from God Ramah. So when I see a word like this, I always try to read it backwards, and it helps decode it. And you see it says to make it read, the letter to come. And so I look to see where I can find it, and see if I can find it with a hyphen like this in the word in front of it, and that lets me know to read it backwards and forwards. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find a hyphen in the word in front of it like that, and it doesn't mean that it's not there. It is possibly still in here, and it's just in a different column, or maybe it's spelled a little bit differently when it's like that. But I couldn't find it in there, and I could find it one more time with the mirror here in Leviticus 22:3. But I didn't find it anywhere else with the hyphen in the word in front of it. But like I say, it doesn't mean it's not there. It's possibly in a word real close to it, or in the same word, and it's just not in this. It just wouldn't be in this column. This is the other place we saw that word 1632 that comes with a wall after it. And so when it's long, the words will change a little bit, because all this has to make sense when it reads backwards, when you get to this wall or this a mirror. And so all the words on this side of the mirror read backwards again. So it says to yammer, or to make knowledge from the beginning, or the amar is given the meaning word. To make word from seize, S-E-Z-E, from seize the dibber, for the language of numbers, the dibber. To raise zoo, the cross-connected life, or the plant-connected life. To raise zoo, you from learn Homer. Homer is the most ancient writings, the Iliad and the writings of seas, his trips on the seas. It was supposed to be a blind writer, but there's actually, it's not true. It was more information hidden there, and we'll have to read a lot to catch on that. But from learn Homer, from menu. And so the menu is the menu of his books are all numbered with the 22 letters. And so it'll be the 2 letters will give the book and the chapter. To bind from smart, S-M-R-T, to bind from smart, literati come. The leader tie. You know, the leader has to be literate. He has to be able to read. The leader tie, literate come. The lemon, or bind from on. And then the mirror, read all this backwards. The gnome bind. Gnome is an Egyptian division of 36. Division of ancient Egypt, a division of 36. Or to lift gnome. To lift, the G is to carry the gnome, or to lift the gnome. Gnome, a thought or opinion, or a brief reflection or maxim, a pithy saying. And also used in magic, alchemy, and elemental spirit. The gnome bind, make it red letter from same bind when memor from see life old from. So the OL is all, to see the mind is all, and the AL is more like, or OL, old. When remember, from see life old from. When you remember your old life, you've been here forever. Your spirit's been here forever. You have many old lives. Eve, make this V, W, and U are all the same letter, and that's the main reason is for when they're read backwards, so they can still make. It's a poet doing this, and he's trying to make poetry. So now this is EVE. The Eve make evicts. Eve make evicts, to get out. To evicts, to raise the first in through life. Rebid. These, THEZ. These, the same, Rama, make two. Make first knowledge connected, to make first of, or the year of. The year is the first knowledge connected. The year of, to meal. The bread is MHLE. The meal bind him. It's backwards and forwards. The meal bind him. So it doesn't necessarily mean bread, but it's what you're eating. The bread means what you're eating. The meal bind him. And eating doesn't necessarily mean what goes in your mouth. It means what goes in your mind, what you're reading. The meal bind him, raise. The occult. The meal bind him, raise. The occult. Make two. In the mud bar, in the numbers. That was my last movie. The mud bars is in the numbers. In evicts, in evixia. In evixia, make two, march from crime. When I brought you out of the land of Egypt. In evicts. Evicts doesn't mean brought you out, it means you was kicked out. In the eviction. And it's also a word used in magic and in the occult. In the occult, make two. In number, in evixia, make to march from crime. So when I looked at this again, I looked down here at their pronunciation. It looked like it says in Hosea. In Hosea, Huxiay. In the number in Hosea, make to march from crime. So I had looked at the word number. I just clicked on in number, and I scrolled on down to the book of Hosea to see if I could find the word numbers come up in Hosea. And it comes up twice. So this is probably going to be my next search and coming up in the next movie, because this is getting pretty long here, and I'll probably be getting one on wine here soon. I see my grapes are really ripe. They're ready now. So till next time, I'll see y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Good day.